cyber support systems. How many people use Travelocity? Okay. Isn't there a spot in Travelocity where you put in kind of like your dream vacation? I don't know what they call it these days. There's a spot where you can say, send me a message if the flight from here, round trip, is below $300 or something in there. I think they call it destination trips or something. What? Okay. Yeah. Well, I know Travelocity did because a few years ago I put in there, I said I'd like to be notified if there's a round trip ticket from Atlanta to London for less than $250. And so what I had was a cyber travel agent working for me. Every special that came up, whether it was a 24-hour special, a 2-hour special, was watching the system for me. I didn't have to do anything but put in the parameters. It was constantly watching the system. So guess what? One night I got an email from Travelocity that said, round trip from Atlanta to London, $205 round trip on British Airways.
Including the fees?
They didn't have as many fees back then. It was a little while ago. Now you got to make decisions real quick on something like that. So I took a cheap flight. Well, the flight was cheap. The rest of the vacation wasn't so cheap. But I saw just a few weeks ago that actually somebody is coming out, I'm sure there's a lot of technology, I just happened to see one article, around what I've been talking about for a good while, about a cyber health aid. So you could put in information about things that you're looking for. Maybe for health purposes, you want to go on a health vacation. Maybe you want to buy a bicycle. And so you have it searching eBay and Amazon or whatever for the best deals that they put up. Down the road, we get some transparency and real price competition. Maybe doctors will put up a special this week on heart scans. I actually got one of those on, in Atlanta we call it, I don't know what it is. Okay, yeah, there's a thing in Atlanta that does it for all sorts of, so not just healthcare, but I got this thing for where they check your calcification of your heart and your system. It was a whole thing. It was $99. So we're going to see that kind of a competition, I think, in the healthcare if we actually could start to get transparency and posting of prices that people can make choices. Because that's the kind of thing a health aid could do. You wouldn't have to watch for yourself. It'd actually send you messages. There's no reason why you couldn't have a cyber health aid looking for all sorts of things that would relate to your own personal lifestyle interests, your medical interests. We'll see that. We'll see that coming. So that's the fourth generation. I think this whole idea of this genomics and predictive modeling, that can be and was being abused. Again, I don't like the ACA, 90% or 95% of it. But the idea of predictive modeling was actually being used against people. Actuaries, underwriters were taking information, predicting who was going to be sick, and then underwriting them out. But it's a very powerful tool to identify your health history and where you're going and what's going on. So, that fourth generation, we're seeing more and more of it. We're seeing new apps, like I said, venture capital is going in there. So look for that. If you've really gone a long ways along this path already, those are some of the areas that can be very helpful to take your employees to the next level. That, and I think telemedicine right now. You're going to have some things in this conference on telemedicine. I think I've already been through the telemedicine. I've actually been taking a sort of a sample patient experience with it. It really can improve the doctor-patient relationship, although your natural inclination is to think it wouldn't, that it's too impersonal. But it's very personal if the doctor knows how to use the equipment. And for about $9,000, you can give as much of a physical exam over the internet as you can, actually better than if you do in person, because you can take pictures of the ear, you can save it. You can take pictures of the throat, you can save them. You can take the heart, and you can actually save it all right there, and it's part of your medical record. It's very interesting technologies are developing out there.